Here back with another video. If it's your first time on my one of my videos, welcome. Welcome aboard. Look, if you've been here before, maybe you know me from the TV shows I've been on, the music I've made. Maybe pardon um, the delay. It's like every time I start the story, the live disconnects. Okay, that's weird. But she had mentioned to me SZA, and how pretty much someone that she knows um is in a shares a community that SZA's a part of. Let's just put it like that. And that she had asked she had asked she had asked her friend if they had ever seen SZA's BBL in person, you know, and how that individual mentioned, that they had, and that, you know, it looked good, and that, SZA had a lot of work done on her face as well. Now, mind you, I had already done a little bit of, I don't want to call it that investigation at all, but, I had just done a little bit of research on the whole situation with SZA, because I noticed that I did see some photos from her okay, sent directly to me. I'm just playing. But I did see some photos of SZA, and I noticed that her body looked really different, And I had been not necessarily a fan of SZA ever, but I had um been aware of her prior to her Control album, which I personally did have some songs from that album that I actually did enjoy. And then I had been told about her music years before that. Whew, excuse me. Years before that. And what's up, by the way, everybody? I hope that you guys are doing well so far today. To the people in the room, in the rooms. And so I have been made aware of her prior to that, you feel me? Now, mind you, there's a lot I could say about that. There's a lot of things coming up um, as well as me remembering right before I started this live, I was thinking about part of my dream last night, because part of my dream had to do with videotaping something on my phone. And what it was a hummingbird. It was a hummingbird, y'all, in my dream. And I was also a part of some camp or prison. Some of my friends were a part of that same prison camp. I don't know if it looked like a big school. Okay, it was a very deep dream here. So I'm not sure how all of that may correlate, but at any rate, I was thinking about these BBLs, y'all. I was thinking about the BBLs, the Brazilian booty lifts, y'all. The Brazilian booty lifts, the Brazilian butt lifts, which is actually one of the most dangerous procedures to perform. Okay, see, because I have did a little bit of research. Your girl has done some research on different things here because I be interested in them. Now, the BBL is one of the most dangerous surgeries for a doctor to perform. I wish I could tell you guys why, but that is a tidbit that I got from a segment that I was watching on plastic surgeries gone bad, so to speak. and about these some of these doctors and these surgeons and these women going to get these bodies and stuff like that. And so where pretty much was I? Basically, excuse me. Basically, you know, SZA did go get this BBL. In fact, she goes as far as to put it in her new music that she got a new body. Now, mind you, she is not the first person to talk about getting a new body in their music. Now, what I did learn is that Cardi B, she has also had a large amount of plastic surgeries performed on her body and on her face as well. Now, mind you, SZA does not write in her new music. Well, I don't know if she wrote the new music, but it's not disclosed in her music the facial surgeries and the other various surgeries, okay, that we don't really know about what they really are. Excuse me, again, it's very early right now. Well, not really early, but it's, it's not even like, it's like 8 something in the morning. So, for whatever reason, she doesn't sing or talk about the facial surgeries. But at any rate, it's confirmed she has this BBL. So let's talk about these BBLs as a rite of passage. For these female artists here, okay. I thought SZA was the girl who was rapping about having no booty. She looked good then. She had more of that shape where she didn't really have the biggest booty. But she was a pretty girl. Like, she's like a pretty looking girl. And I kind of like fucked with SZA at different points off of the strength of her energy or her brand. Even though, like I said, there were certain songs when she started to climb the charts with the Control album, there was a record on there that turned me off because it was only on the weekend or something of that to that extent. And for me, that song was, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm going off on a sidebar here, but for me, that song was like, it was like a thought anthem. It was just like, who are these women that, I mean, who are the men too, but who are the women though? I'm not a man, I'm a woman, you see, so I'm going to probably analyze that perspective a little more deeply because I am a woman. So I'm like, who are these women that vibe with this message in this song? Of that's my man, but only on the weekend. It was just bad juju to me because I really don't fuck with bitches who move like that. Like, I really just don't. I'm not saying I'm been the perfect woman or that, you know, I'm better than those women. I don't even think that. I just didn't personally gravitate towards her brand or that song because I'm always paying closer attention to the things that maybe artists are saying or, those subtleties that make up an artist's message or their brand, their essence, their energy. I'm looking at stuff like that, and it'd be certain things that could bother me or deter me from wanting to vibe more with the artist. And I know a lot of the times I worked at this youth center before, and we will bring this BBL rite of passage full circle here, but there's a lot of information that could go into it. And I remember I used to work at this when I worked at this youth center in Chicago, and I used to tell the kids, like, when I would hear them listening to certain kinds of music, I would ask them like, why do you like that song, or why do you what do you like about that song? And a lot of times they never said the lyrics. They most times when I would ask that question, it was for a reason, and it was because of the type of music, or the song, or maybe the artist that the student was listening to. And I wanted to know, like, are they thinking about are you hearing the words coming out of my mouth? Are they thinking about the words coming out these artists' mouths though? And a lot of times they wouldn't be. They'd be like, no, I just like the song, I like the video, I like the beat, so to speak, and I don't really even pay attention to what the artist is saying. So you have a large portion of more than likely the adult, demographic of listeners that might not even pay attention to lyrics like that. They might not even comprehend music on the level that you or I may be comprehending music at. But at any rate, I do listen to the lyrics. And when I do, I'm gonna like or dislike what I'm hearing. Um Mind you, at that same time around the youth center era, I was into certain types of music then, you know, for better or for worse, I'm still into the same types of music now, which tend to be more of a swimming up the stream against the grain types of artists. And at that time there was a lot of there was musicians coming out becoming successful around that time that was not really upholding the depth, of music that I knew music to be. So when it came to your drill music, when it came to your what's up everybody, when it came to your drill music, when it came to your even your Cardi B right there. And I'm not sure when that album actually came out, where she's in like a checkered coat with the yellow wig on. Um, and it has the song like Be Careful, and I think it has like I Like It Like That. You know what I mean? These were songs to me when I heard that drop. I mean, maybe I was a hater. Maybe I was just not interested in that type of sound. It sounded very basic. It sounded very plastic. It sounded very um it sounded like the ultimate epitome climax. Like it sounded like the ultimate epitome of a compilation of the like lamest parts of where music was going at that time, leading up to that time. It just sounded a certain way to me that I was just like, I'm good. Like I'm good on this. Like I'm good on this. And it's crazy how over time, over maybe let's say the next 2 to 5 years, you know, I even became sort of, it's almost like if things were getting whitewashed, it's like I almost became whitewashed. I almost got snatched up by the current of the mainstream agenda. So now to these BBLs as a rite of passage, y'all. SZA, around that time, shortly after that, I want to say in like 2019, 2018, we have that Control album come out. And again, there were some songs on there I still to this day enjoy if I put them on. You know, I'm not going to get so much into myself and where I'm at with things and why I listen to this or don't listen to that, because I don't want to veer too far off the topic here. But if you notice that around that point in time, she was I think she did like SNL, so she was out there, but she was so new at, it's almost like she was new to the to the masses. She was new to the mainstream. Like I said, I had been told about her prior to that, so I know that she wasn't new, but it's sort of like that album put her on the map in a certain way. So it's interesting that she talked about certain things in even that album. Now, I'm not familiar enough with SZA's music to know what she was talking about in the albums prior to that, but I had dabbled a little bit in her music and I just can't really speak on it. I had heard some of it. I just can't really speak on it. I know she had like a feature with Chance or something, or he was featured on one of her songs off some album, so like I said, she's not a new artist, but to a lot of people, to Jimmy Fallon or SNL, when you start doing those things, you're newer to those things. So there's still a newer level of your success of being an artist, et cetera, et cetera. So now, mind you, there was like some quiet time for a while, right? Where we didn't really hear from SZA like that. We did, but mind you, where did we also see her? We saw her in a song for, I think it was Black Panther, I want to say, um, when the first one came out, and we had Kendrick, on that music as well. If I want to say, he was on the whole album. So that's the Top Dog Entertainment label there, which SZA is a part of. So you kind of get, I think she even may have got signed to them around that time, right? So then you have artists like Kendrick. You have things going on in rap, in the music industry, where there's certain people. See, I'm veering off the topic, but I'm gonna just say it quick. There's certain people who do certain things to get ahead to different levels, to be a part of certain projects, to be accepted in certain rooms. Okay, now I'm thinking about the Solange album, A Seat at the Table, honey. If we even look at an artist like Beyonce with this BBL culture, you can look and see it's like they have different body types before, and they looked amazing before. Now they look different. They look even more blown up in certain areas. It's a certain look, it's certain fillers, it's certain um hip hip uh surgeries and different areas of the body that they will get surgeries on. It's just a fact. Even if it's just their faces, it's been talked about, or I don't want to say receipts have been seen, but it's been, talked about by surgeons or broken down on YouTube videos, to where you could even just look with your own eyes and see like there's been a change in this person's appearance. And it's not just one of artistic expression and maybe how they're dressing or being styled, but the stylists are also play a part, because I feel what happens with an artist like SZA with these BBLs as a rite of passage, honey, for these female artists in the music industry, is that they get introduced, or they become interested in plastic surgery of the booty. And they're surrounded now by certain people who are like, yeah, cheering them on. Like I said, even with the stylists, like certain artists they get to a point where they go through, excuse me, they get to a point where they go through some type of rite of passage. And I know that tends to be more of a holistic, traditional, spiritual word, your rites of passage and things like that. But it really did hit me like the BBLs are rites of passage. Like once the artist gets to a certain level, they're going to have that artist. That artist goes through certain things, y'all. And it could sound as crazy as it may to a really, sheltered ear, or just a really unaware ear, but those of us who we know there's things that go on, those of us who know, like, we know that natural beauty is gonna win. Natural beauty wins. It's not it's possible to be so beautiful naturally. It's possible to be so beautiful with, your touch of makeup, your look, your clothing. Those surgeries did not exist at certain points. So when we seen certain artists growing up, we didn't ever see that BBL energy on our favorite artists. We might have seen different things, excuse me, but we didn't see that. For instance, Britney Spears strikes me as someone who, maybe because she's white, maybe because of the era that she rose to stardom in, she she didn't have a BBL. I mean, to my knowledge, the energy that I get off of it, she didn't have a BBL. We know artists like Nicki Minaj, she got her ass done. She has talked about that before. How she thought that her butt was not big enough for the industry that she was going into, or to be liked, or to be successful, and somehow ended up on a table, operating table, getting a BBL, y'all, getting fat sucked out of other parts of her body and pumped into her booty. Some type of booty shots that she got. Okay, then we have Cardi B. You know, I'm trying to recall a point where she talked about getting a BBL. If I'm not mistaken, she did, but she's definitely got her face done. And I'm thinking that the BBL for SZA, it was just crazy to me. It was so low key that a lot of people were like, "Damn, she looked good. Damn, she looked really good now." Da 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 da. And it's like, yeah, she got her body done. She went to a doctor and got surgeries on her body. So she went through recovery. It's people that probably seen her after whatever facial work she got done as well, because there's facial work that was done. There's a lot that goes on, and I'm just like, that's really interesting that, because I'm an artist. I sometimes don't even want to call myself that, because I feel like I'm not accomplished enough. I haven't done enough. I haven't really hit my peak as an artist, so to speak. I haven't really, really put my heart and soul into it. Although I have at certain points, I haven't done that like consistently at a certain point in my career. So I'm going through my own ebbs and flows with my life and my person, and ooh, excuse me, my journey as an artist. But I am, even if I don't want to call myself one, or even if I don't feel like I'm living up to whatever the fuck right now, people who know me, not even like as a friend, but just people who actually know art and know me, they tell me like, girl, you are an artist. So I have to take that into some type of consideration, along with my own belief that I do have, in work that I've done, art that I've made or been a part of, or that I want to make, or whatever. Like I take that into accountability. I take accountability for that. I don't know what I'm trying to say right there, but even me, you know, I think about like, damn, like these BBLs. I think about like how, when you think of being a female rapper, or you think of being a female artist who is a vocalist but also raps, or when you think of, I guess, not comparing yourself, but it's sort of like, we all look around. You see what I'm saying? And when you think about, even if you're not a person, even if you're a person who knows your self-worth, you do not compare yourself, technically. You still might look at the industry around you, because it's almost like I wish you couldn't. I wish that I wish that, you could just not know what's going on. I wish you could just not know. You know what I mean? Like, because imagine the type of shit you would be making if you just didn't even know, what was even popular out there, especially the BBLs. Like, what if you was blind? It's like, why are these BBLs so important? Why does that then make the artist like she gotta have this big ass booty? She gotta have this big ass booty because these booties, I just don't know. Maybe I need to do a whole nother stream on just ass, like just booty, like the history of booty. I don't know, y'all, but the BBL culture in the music, women, sorry about that, y'all. There are women who naturally have that kind of booty shape, naturally have a really big booty. It like really be naturally a big shaped booty. A lot of times it's just deep. The natural body, it's gonna have different shapes to it. So even if the woman has a really big booty area, you feel me? Her waist may not look a certain way. Or if her waist does look really snatched, you know, if she has no clothes on, it's going to look a little bit different. Or maybe the shape of that woman's booty is more of a rectangle or a square. Or maybe it's a big ass bubble booty, but maybe her legs look a certain way. I'm not saying like, oh, she's not going to look all the way good. What I'm saying is that a natural person, a natural woman is going to have, she's going to have, what Kendrick say, show me something natural, but then he turn around and be a part of this shit. So all I'm gonna say is, see, because they sell woketivity as well. They sell fake woketivity. They sell fake positivity. They sell all that shit. However they could package it up and sell that shit, they're gonna sell it. And if you don't know the handler, if you don't know the manufacturer of that, then you don't know what's really going into that package and why that package is being sold to you. Because all distributors, all manufacturers, all producers, all labels, all companies are not bad. All people are not bad. All people are not trying to dumb us down. They're not trying to just sell the record. But if that's the goal, to sell the record, and I'm Millie Mango and I'm up in there and they telling me like, yeah, if you did this, that, and the third, it would just really, help your record sales or this or that, I might do the shit because you get so deep into your world and they'll have you so blocked away from, hey, Michelle, look at Michael Jackson, look at Kim Kardashian, look at these individuals to see the effects of plastic surgery. Look at Khloe Kardashian. Now, with them, we want to make fun of them and laugh at them because these are Armenian white women who want to get these black looking booties. Now, we call them black looking booties because black women, we tend to have big ass booties or a real nice shape when it comes to the behind. You have Brazilian women that also have that effect, that hence the name Brazilian butt lift. You have African women who from different parts of Africa who have a really big shaped booty. That's just historically the fact of the matter. Now we do see other cultures, I feel, with different shaped booties, but we have to keep the BBL in mind, y'all, because it be stuff going on behind the scenes. It just be stuff going on. I even know a black woman who wears a booty pad. I knew two of them. And one of them, you wouldn't think that she would put on no damn booty pad because she's a beautiful flying monkeys that's being sent in to tell them they need to do some shit, or they just feel the way that Nicki Minaj felt at the start of her career, or the way that I might have felt at certain times. Yeah, but y'all, I'm just being honest about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this message, and I'll talk to you guys next time.